Hello and welcome to another episode of 9 to 5. I know it's been a minute, but as I promised, I said I would look for influential people that I find, impactful. So, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll for Natasha.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. Okay, so today's episode, we're going to be talking about making an impact at your 9 to 5, developing valued relationships at your job. So, let's get into it. Natasha, all right.
Finally.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know. I promised her that we're going to shoot, I think, for the past 3 weeks. But life happens.
Yeah.
But we're here now.
Well, my life was happening too.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So our show today, we're talking about influence in the marketplace or influence at your 9 to 5. Okay. We're both employed, but then there's certain times when you are at your job and then you do certain things to put you above, a cut above the rest, really, or impact in a way that either your bosses notice you, you're able to, to become an industry guru. So I thought Natasha would be the best person to speak to us about that because, she's managed to carve a little niche for herself in the telecoms industry. When you started in the telecom industry, did you have a strategy or plan of how you're going to get into it, how you're going to progress, and, did you have a full vision of where you wanted to be?
Well, Ellen, the honest answer is no. Telecoms happened to me by mistake. But anyway, I think what happened was the fear of being mediocre. For me, that's what drives me. I don't like to be mediocre. I don't want to be like the crowd. So for me, what really then pushed me to discover myself in telecoms, not just in telecoms, I believe that the skills I've acquired in telecoms, I can plug them into banking, into any other industry, wherever you put me, like throw me anywhere, I'll learn. But that fear of being mediocre is what actually drove me to be a bit ambitious. Because the mantra that I live with is whatever you do, if ever your company is going to retrench people, don't be top of mind for retrenchment. So however I work, I make sure that I have to be relevant. I have to work my relevance. And yeah.
All right. I mean, it's all big words, Natasha. It's all big words.
Really?
But break it down for me. What do you do, probably on an everyday basis, to make sure that you are one, indispensable, two, you're growing?
So first of all, you have to define what it is you want out of life. Like I said, for me, whatever it is that I'm doing, I don't want to be mediocre. I don't want to be like everyone else. I don't want to be within a group. So basically, when you've got that basis, when you've got that background, this is then what drives you to put in whatever you put in. So for me, I'll give you an example how I start off my day. Maybe that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Wake up early, do my devotionals, pray, go to the gym in the morning, and I train in the morning not because I like waking up. I actually hate waking up. And if I can do that maybe 4 times a week, I would have done very well. So train in the morning, and what that does, it makes me mentally agile.
Oh, okay.
Because for me, if I can conquer the treadmill, you know how it is.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
conquer anything. You can conquer any board.
Like my mind is set. If I can conquer the treadmill in the morning,
Okay.
if I can go through that fear of conquering the treadmill, then my mind is set. So anything that I then face in the marketplace, any time of the day, I feel like I'm an overachiever.
Okay, so you're saying the first thing is get your mind.
Get your mind in it. And I know this is not conventional advice, but yeah, put God in it. Yeah, it works for me.
Okay.
Yeah, some people might have different views, but I believe that we are all created to make an impact. We are all created for a purpose. Even in the marketplace, people believe that making an impact has to be on the pulpit.
Okay.
It's not necessarily on the pulpit. I've heard a teaching that says Jesus spent 70% of his time in the marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
No, but if you do even a mental analysis
Yeah,
right now,
yeah.
it was rarely was it in the temple. It was usually on the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the
and
marketplace.
that's a marketplace.
One way or the other.
Yeah, true, you're right.
So put God in your day.
yeah.
Plan your day. I've got what I do is I plan my day.
Yeah.
I execute what I plan, and I review at the end of the day. So I call it my PDRE: plan, do, review every day.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow,
you plan,
okay.
you do, you review every day, so that those things that you miss, you then review and you're honest with yourself. You set them into the next day, but you keep a record of what it is that you're actually doing. Yeah.
When you started in the telecom industry, You got in at entry level.
Entry level customer service.
Yeah. And then you went up several.
Supervisory, yeah.
What distinguished you from the next customer service agent that made them think you were the right candidate to promote?
I think taking initiative is a key thing. Most times the mistake that we make when we're in a workplace environment, we become clusters of people. But I would take initiative to do the hard tasks, the stuff that a lot of people don't want to do. I would just dive in, figure it out when I'm doing it. So when you do that, any leader who's looking, they will realize that, okay, with you, we are probably underutilizing you doing this. And it's never easy. You have to actually consciously say, okay, I'll learn it as we go. But just taking initiative to say, okay, you want a person to do this, I'll do it.
I'd want to know, even in your interactions, how do you get yourself to a space where you're recognized, you build value relationships?
Okay, so first of all, I think you need to be truthful with your interactions. The moment you do anything to be noticed, already that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do something to be impactful. Do something to make a difference. By the time you start your new day tomorrow, what have you done the previous day? Sometimes it might be even the way you interact with your colleagues. Yeah. So it's not necessarily about getting noticed. Getting noticed shouldn't be the key agenda. Getting noticed is a fruit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's part of the fruit. It's part of the perks, if you want to call it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just do you and do what it is that you're expected to do and execute it. Like the Bible says, work as unto the Lord. So it's not necessarily about people. You're being accountable to a higher being. So if you work as unto the Lord, the noticing comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you cannot be on your Facebook all day. You cannot be on your Instagram all
Yeah.
day. Yes, we snap, but
Yeah. We
it
do
shouldn't.
yeah.
It really shouldn't consume your whole day. You're actually supposed to do your job. So
And you
in
know what?
that
This
regard,
is why people accuse me of sucking at WhatsApp.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're never on WhatsApp.
never on-
You're never online on anything.
Yeah, because I'm also sitting there and I'm thinking I'm working on someone's time. So whatever it is that I do, I have to deliver on the person paying me first. Yeah, it's just a principle. This is why even, when people want promotion and things like that, I always ask, what have you done to give a return on investment for the person investing in you? Because the moment someone is paying you, they're investing in you. But what are you doing to give them that return on investment? It's like when we're discussing business.
Yeah.
We want a return of whatever we put in.
Yeah.
So the moment you do that, I know that my time, in terms of my time, yes, I'm allowed breaks. I'm allowed, just to refresh. I can go on Instagram. I can do whatever. But at the same time, that shouldn't be the core of my 9 to 5. I have to give back to the person paying me until I get to such a point where I can pay myself. Then I've got total control of whatever it is that I do.
Okay. And speaking of investments, I know you're one person that loves to learn
Yeah.
because you're in a tech industry, which is changing every split second.
Yeah.
So is that something that you constantly live by, investment in self?
Fortunately, we live in a tech era. We live in an information era.
Yeah.
So whatever information that we want is readily available on so many platforms. So when I started off in telecoms, I wasn't as clued on, and I wasn't a tech person. But you make use of resources like LinkedIn. It's a free tool. I didn't have anywhere to start, and guess what? I learned on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll just go on LinkedIn, look for the groups. At that time, I was doing mobile financial services. So I would look for groups that do mobile financial services, things to do with mobile money.
And learn.
And just
from
read.
industry
And guess what?
experts. Yeah.
Ask.
Okay.
Ask questions. I would go and look, okay, this person they work at MasterCard, they're a fintech expert. Reach out and ask, and you'll be amazed. These people who are doing really well are ready to answer.
Wow. Wow.
They're ready to answer. So that's one way of learning. Second way of learning, get to a place. I remember growing up, I was a very shy person. Like, I was the sort of person who goes to the back.
Yeah. And hope people.
And
find
hope,
you.
even if they don't find me, I was okay. So there's a book that I listened to some time ago, I think about 10 years ago. It's called 10 Qualities of Charismatic People.
Yeah.
So the number one quality that it spoke about was be a front person. don't be a bad person.
Okay.
People are not born confident,
Yeah.
but you work on the confidence. So even if you go to an event and someone is speaking, I would make an effort to just find something they've spoken about, take a cue from there, ask a question, create rapport, and once you've got that rapport created, you can then eventually just reach out if you want anything. Yeah, there's a lot of ways of learning, and for me, I'm a bit radical. People call me radical, but yeah, I can travel the world just so that I learn one thing. Yeah, so be willing to invest, yeah, because whatever you're going to do, even the contacts that you're going to make, the quality always improves at the level you want to invest. But if you want to hold on, I'm not saying spend recklessly, but at the same time be willing to just let go of some of that money to learn new things, because there are some contacts that I make that I would never make if I'm sitting at home. And then when you meet people, obviously, like sometimes with my job, I travel a lot to conferences and things like that. If I realize that that's a useful contact, what I then do is obviously you exchange business cards. As soon as you come back from the conference, don't just sit on the business cards. Maybe 3 days or a week later, send an email, touch base, just check in. That's all it is sometimes, just to check in. Until you get to a point where you probably need something from that person. Sometimes you might not need something from that person immediately.
Yeah.
But check in, have a habit of checking in with those useful people, because my belief is that you should be top of mind. If that person then gets an opportunity, they should remember that there's Tasha who can potentially do this. And hi, how are you doing? Just checking in, hope you're well, and things like that. That's all it takes. Yeah. And then you maintain a level of relevance in their life. So this is how then the opportunities come and they'll remember you. Yeah.
Okay, we're learning. I should have just brought my notebook down to see it up, but
You don't need a notebook, you start with. Anyway. Yeah.
So that's our episode of 9 to 5 today. Be sure to tune in next time on our next episode of 9 to 5. So, Tasha, it was great having you. She's drinking green juice because she doesn't drink wine. So, wow.
At least you had the green juice.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.